Welcome, Taurus, to your in-depth weekly astrology overview and the zodiac forecast for week commencing the 9th of March for the ascendant, the sun, or the moon. I'm going to share with you, first of all, the big themes of the week. On screen is your event chart that provides a powerful backdrop from Monday, and then I'll go through each of the influences frame by frame to give you a clear picture of what you can expect by the end of the video in terms of your relationships, finance, energy, and work. I'm astrologer Patrick Arundell. A very warm welcome. If you've yet to subscribe to the channel, please do so now. It's a week when your ruler Taurus, Venus, has been in a very testing conjunction with Saturn, and that's still very much to the fore at the start of the week. In some cases, that may have created a real moment of tension around a relationship, perhaps even a friendship. But it's also a week when Jupiter and Mercury are aligning very constructively, and that can help to get the dialogue going, despite the fact that they're both initially retrograde. But on Wednesday, Jupiter does end its 4 month retrograde, and right through to the end of June, don't underestimate how much your words and your ideas can have an impact, and I'll share with you exactly why. By the end of the week, there can also be a very important conversation that can truly clear the air. So on the screen, Taurus, first of all, we need to be mindful of your ruler. So there's Venus, having just moved beyond Saturn, which it came into an exact conjunction with on Sunday the 8th. It may be that you just felt very anxious or uncertain about a friendship, a connection, even how a family member felt about you. Or it could also be that you felt very nostalgic for someone from your past, or perhaps a current relationship isn't quite going as you would like. But I want to reassure you, because on the other side of the heavens is the moon. The moon may be in her full in the sign of Scorpio, not her favorite location, but for you, the seventh house is very much about keeping a sense of harmony and balance. And even if there is something tender you do need to talk through, the moon's going to help you. It's also forging a very strong link with the sun and the part of fortune in the part of your chart to do with friendship, but also fairness. So if there has been a worry or a tension that's crept in, talking it through in an even-handed way can really be helpful. Also, Mercury, although retrograde, is in a perfect link with Jupiter at the start of this week, itself retrograde as well. Now, Jupiter goes direct on Wednesday, and that's going to be fabulous for you personally because right through to the end of June, your ideas can sparkle, you can be more animated and have more self confidence. So, what would stop or inhibit that this week? Well, it is really just having Saturn and your ruler Venus in the 12th house, which can create a sense of anxiety or uncertainty. But it can also see you almost question yourself, things that you've been good at in the past or connections you've had that have worked well. Suddenly you might feel a little bit unsure. So it's very important to converse with the people that you can rely upon in your circle. And such as the collective of energy in the sign of Pisces, which is about your friendship, that's very, very helpful to do that. Also, your professional situation is still very much under the cosmic microscope with Pluto at the top of your chart, but something may need to shift. If you're resisting that, that might be part of the anxiety you could be feeling. However, by the end of the week, Mars moves forwards and meets the retreating Mercury. And I feel that you can have a frank exchange of views. It may be one that sees you telling it as it is in a truly unvarnished way. But I don't want you to live in anxiety or fear this week. Saturn's going to be in your 12th house for the next 2 years through to the end of April 2028. So you'll need to work at what Saturn can do. Saturn in the 12th house can be very restrictive around the psychological domain, or we can think much more about those past relationships that didn't work out. And just know, as this week moves on, Venus from Wednesday forges an unbelievably positive link to Pluto. And a conversation you have about a financial matter or a job can really show up very constructively in the latter part of this week. So, to recap, when it comes to relationships, even if there has been some tensions or concern, try to keep things on an even keel. Please keep the lines of communication open despite Mercury's retrograde. You can think or discuss something in a very constructive way despite this slow and perhaps inhibiting start to the week. And when it comes to a professional situation, there is the chance for transformation, but it may be in some ways that what you discuss at the moment or think about might not be actually activated. It's a period of preparation. But do know that Venus, your ruler, is arriving in your sign on the 30th of March, and that's going to be a point when you're going to see much greater traction. It's been a pleasure being with you, Taurus. If you've yet to watch your Mars in Pisces deep dive video, please click on that link. If you've yet to watch your Venus in Aries 25-day forecast, your ruler, please click on that link. If you'd like to work with me one-to-one, please check out my testimonials below. If you'd like to order your personal horoscopes, if you apply Astro 26 at the checkout, there is 50% off. If you'd like to know about your more karmic, soul-based charts, your draconic charts, please apply Draco 26 at the checkouts to get 50% off. Take care, have a great week, and goodbye.